I'm Ryan Eakin, and this is Baycats Banter, the official podcast of the Baycats. And today I am joined by David Mills, the president of the Baycats, to discuss the state of the Baycats heading into what will hopefully be a 2021 season. Dave, thanks for coming on today.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Ryan. Glad to be here.
Now, obviously, let's get started with the fact that obviously there was no 2020 season. And like any other business, the Baycats were affected by that. Just how are the Baycats doing right now from a financial perspective?
It has its challenges. Even though we didn't play last year, there was obviously finances that we're responsible for, and just like accounting fees, we have point streak fees, league fees, banking fees. So even though there's no revenue coming in, we still had expense. But we have a good solid foundation, and we're okay. It's a matter of just now getting ready and hopefully building forward.
Right. And Josh has done a great job of bringing in new sponsors. And as you know, this team's had a lot of great sponsors over the last 20 years. Just how grateful are you for the new sponsors as well as the sponsors that you have had that have stuck around during these tough times?
Last year, we basically went out to all our sponsors and indicated that, thanks, but we won't be calling on you given the uncertainty of what was going to happen last year. So we gave them certainly notice that we wouldn't be coming certainly after them for sponsorships. But since that time, Josh, our general manager, is very, very active and getting a lot of new sponsors, which is great. Chuck at the Cage, who's now giving us batting inside for the players, and I think it was Ryan at Athletic Culture who's allowing the boys to go in and work out, and Mitch, who gave us all the new uniforms for next year. Just absolutely tremendous, just growth that we keep getting that support, and that's great. And existing sponsors, I'm sure most of them, if they can certainly financially come back, they'll be back with us as well. Because as you know, Ryan, we have a great product. We just couldn't operate without sponsors, to be very frank.
How great has it been to see the Baycats stay active? I know a couple other teams have stayed active too. Welland's done a great job at staying active, London as well. Just how nice has it been to see the Baycats stay active during the last 12, 13 months when there's really been no baseball to talk about?
I think the bottom line is communication, Ryan, and certainly you've been very, very active in the communication side. And I think the key is giving our fans, our sponsors, all the information that is coming forward, and making them aware of what we're doing. And no, it's great. And without that communication, without the social media, without their website, it would be kind of a dead time. But to you and Josh and the rest of the people, Brian, it's great. And I'm getting a lot of feedback that our fans are saying, "Hey, it's great. Here's what you're doing. We've got new players coming in." So that's so important. And I know the organization especially thanks you for putting this together.
I appreciate that. And the league recently just announced that there's going to be a minimum standards required for each team to have a certain amount of, whatever it may be on social media or the game day experience at the ballpark. And the Baycats, they've pretty much checked off everything on that list before the league made this a requirement. Just what does it mean to know that this team is maybe the gold standard when it comes to operating a baseball team in the IBL?
I think that's true, Ryan. After 20 years, we found the things that work and the things that don't work, and we just build on that. And I think it's really important that the league has gone forward with the minimum standards, because it's important. It's important to the fan base and important to the players. I think that's just a great initiative, and I think certainly thank Commissioner Kastner for pushing that. I know he's been after this for a couple of years now, so it's great. And where we can help out and where we can add additional things, that's something that we want to do as well.
And as we now move into the 2021 season, just how is the franchise prepping for what is obviously going to be a different looking season?
Yeah, I think the bottom line is how we prepare at the park itself. Obviously, we want safety for fans, for players, and we'll be working with the city. We'll be working with the league for protocols and the health department. We want to play. That's the bottom line. We want to play, and protocols and regulations in place. So we'll abide by that. And we just want to get folks to the park, and hopefully with vaccinations, and if we can speed up the vaccination process, I think that's going to be critical to have that. And as you know, Barrie's recommended to the league that we start June 1st this year instead of the May usual traditional start. And the league has gone forward and say, yes, we will start on June 1st. Hopefully that will be a date that we can circle in our calendars. But again, we're going to be flexible. We got to go with the flow, as it were. But our intent is to gear up and get ready, and hopefully we can make that happen.
And if there is a 2021 season, one of the things that you've been planning for the last few months now is an alumni day. And obviously, we'll see in terms of how many people can come to the ballpark and what have you. But just discuss how exciting that would be and how proud you would be looking at back at the last 20 years and all the great players, volunteers, and management members there have been over the last 20 years.
That's the plan, and I guess we've kind of looked at this for a couple of years now, Ryan. But I think with the 20-year kind of this year, and it's a good linkage to alumni. Yes, so we're going to bring back as many players and families as we possibly can, and volunteers. Tim Clark said we had over 280 players since 2001. So it's reaching out and trying to find players, their names, their addresses, emails, wherever. But I know you've already started have kind of a database going. So just a word out to anybody that's out there. If you know players that have played for us in the past or volunteers, please contact us, and we'll get them on the list to make sure that they do get invited, because we want to have just a bang up day, and we've got some activities planned, and yeah, I think it's going to be fun.
Right, and this team has won, as you know, 7 championships in their first 19 seasons, and because of that, there have been a lot of great players. And one of the things that I know you want to do this season and then moving forward, obviously, is having some numbers retired for some of the great iconic players this team has had. Just when did you come up with that idea, and just how special would those type of nights be to honor the past of this team?
It's kind of a historic linkage, and I think that after 20 years, we've got certainly great candidates that have left us. What we're doing now is just kind of building the criteria to make sure that anyone that is being retired is that it's under the same designations. And we'll have 2 this year for sure. I won't say who they are, but you can kind of guess. And maybe 3, but I hope the third one doesn't retire.
So over the last 20 years, there have been obviously over the last few seasons, I should say, there's been a lot of baseball this team has played because of the fact that this team's been so great. And because of that, I got the sense maybe near the end after Angus resigned that this franchise was a bit exhausted. Do you think it's been maybe a little bit of a blessing in disguise that this team has had a year off to kind of reset and kind of regroup as we prep for a 2021 season, both on the field and off the field?
Ryan, you're bang on. And I think had we progressed in 2020, yeah, it would have been probably a very sharp drop off in terms of where we were, where we're going. And I think the year off probably assists us, because it is basically a new beginning. Josh is putting the team together, and for 19 years we've had just an amazing run, and I think we're ready for another run. And I think the talent that we're bringing on board, it's going to be we're going to be there, And I think just the break was a good one, but obviously not good for COVID people. But it was a nice break. Now we're really gearing up, and we got lots of things, as you know, going on in connection with the Alumni Day. We're building a historic booklet of 48 pages of history, and I know you're very, very active in this. And Tim Clark, Mike Clark, Brian Backland, 5 of us are kind of putting, I think, just a great little package together, and fans are going to love it. And right from the day the shovel went in the ground out at the park to the 19 championship, it's all there, and it's kind of fun working on it to go back and say, gee, there were some great times and great memories. And I think this booklet, we're going to present it on the Alumni Day, and so I think it's a good connection, and got to thank the people that I mentioned that are putting this together. So it's tremendous, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm actually happy you mentioned that, because I just got finished talking to Joe, because I'm doing a piece on him, and he mentioned how happy he is that he's getting some credit. He never expected that when he first joined the franchise. And this alumni booklet is going to show all the great, not only players, management, but also the volunteers over the last 20 years. Just how grateful you are for that base of volunteers, and then eventually seeing them get some credit as we head into the 20th anniversary season.
Yeah. No, without volunteers, as you know, Ryan, that we just couldn't operate. They've been fantastic, and they keep growing. And I've had two or three already this year saying, "Gee, I'd like to come out and help now," and had time, that type of thing. So yeah, and then with Joe at the park, as you know, we've got a fantastic park. Unfortunately, the distance is a bit of an issue, but Joe just spends so much time and effort and trying to make it as great as it can be, and it is a great facility. So thanks to Joe and the city for supporting him and allowing him to do the things that he does out there. So it's great. As you know, that we have a jumbotron that we just introduced late in 2019. Brian Backlund is putting some great videos together right now. It's baseball at the best, and he's got great things going on. And fans are just going to be wowed with the jumbotron. And again, thanks to Gary Inskeep for putting that in place. It's as close as we can get to minor league baseball, and that's kind of been my image from day one. How to just duplicate what's going on in small places in the States and make it minor league baseball. And with mascots, we've done that, and other things, military nights. So it all comes together. And in this book that I referred to earlier, there's going to be a lot of things in there that were the Baycats were first doing a lot of things. So I'm looking forward to having the fans, go through it page by page. So more to come.
Right, and as you mentioned, obviously there's been a lot of great stuff that's happened over the first 19 years. This team's obviously won 6 straight championships, looking for the league record of 7 straight championships. How great would it be at the end of the 20th anniversary season? It's been a great 20 years, regardless of what happens. But it ends in a 7th straight championship and another dog pile for the Baycats.
Be fantastic. And I pulled out my old 2005 cap, that championship cap. So there it is. So
There you go.
It's coming. And the first one was 2005, as you know, and we've just been building it since then. So lots more to come. I think we're going to be competitive for sure. And but it's a new beginning is the way I look at it.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on, Dave, and I appreciate everything that you've done for this franchise since day one. And hopefully this is just the beginning of what will be a 2021 season. So I appreciate you coming on today.
Okay, great, Ryan. And I must say thanks to you. You've really built this the whole media organization, and we just grateful to have you on board. So thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.